Okay, so I've had a question, a really good question about how to draw a line graph, which I realized I hadn't shared with you explicitly. So what I wanted to do was try to walk you through the steps of drawing a line graph. I'm not going to go into the details of how to do it on the computer because you don't really need to. The most I'll ask you to do is describe it. So I'm going to use the stretching exercises as the example. So we have two independent variables, task difficulty and anxiety level. And our dependent variable is the number of correct responses. So the first thing we want to do is draw our axes. So we're going to get our lines here. Oops, bear with me, this is my first time using this tool. Okay, so this is our x-axis right here. This is our y-axis. We need to label everything, and our y-axis is always our dependent variable, which is the correct responses. So we've got that labeled. And we need to label the scale. So if we look here, we've got scores that range from like 1 to 6. So that's what we want to use to label it. And so I'm just going to use the draw tool, and I apologize if it's messy, but we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so this is our scale. The other thing we need to label is the independent variables. So on one axis, we're going to put one independent variable. On the x-axis, we're going to put one independent variable. So let's put task difficulty here. Oops, more text. Task difficulty. And note that there's not numbers for task difficulty. It's categorical, so it's easy versus hard. So we'll put easy here. That works. And then we'll put hard here. Okay. So now we have our x-axis labeled, and then our other independent variable is anxiety level, and that's just going to be in the key up here. So we're going to put this here, anxiety, and we have high and low. And the way we're going to signify that is by having different colored lines. So or solid or dotted. So we can say high anxiety is going to be a solid line and low anxiety is going to be a dotted line. Okay. So what we're plotting here, we've got our graph all set up. And what we're going to plot is these specific numbers. Note that we're not plotting the means that we calculated to get the mean effects. We're looking at the specific numbers for each condition. Okay, and the easiest way to do this is to start with one line. So let's say we're going to plot the high anxiety people first. So the high anxiety people are down here, and we need to plot the means for easy task difficulty and hard task difficulty under high anxiety. So for easy task difficulty and high anxiety, the mean is 5.6. So here's easy task difficulty. I'm going to go up and do somewhere around 5.6, and I'm going to put a little dot here. Okay, and then I'm going to plot the mean for high anxiety, hard task difficulty. So I'm going to go right back here, high anxiety, hard task difficulty, 1.2. So over hard, I'm going to put a dot right here. And then I'm going to connect these with a solid line. Okay. The next thing that I need to do, so now I've plotted what it looks like for high anxiety, and now I need to do what it looks like for low anxiety. So under low anxiety, for easy task difficulty, the mean was 3.3. So I'm going to put a dot right here. For low anxiety, for hard task difficulty, the mean was 3.3. So again, I'm going to go over hard with low, and then I'm going to connect them with a dotted line. I think you just have to look at my ugly, not straight dotted line here. Okay, so now we've plotted this. The solid line is high anxiety, the dotted line is low anxiety. We can very easily see that they intersect, so there is an interaction between the two. So I hope this helps. The key things I have to remember are your dependent variable goes on your y-axis, and again, you need to look at the numbers that you have to plot to determine the scale. One independent variable goes on the x-axis, the other one goes on the lines. It honestly doesn't matter which way you do it. you'll still be able to see whether there's an interaction or not. So which independent variable goes where does not matter. I hope this helps. Please contact me with more questions.